What's going on, ladies and gentlemen? My name is Michael and welcome to Fudge Muppet. Today we're adventuring into the lands of Skyrim specifically to explore the speech skill tree, the perks in it, and I'm going to tell you which ones are worth getting and which ones are not. Now first, just with the speech skill in general, it is really good if you just want to get loaded, if you want to be a rich character, if you want to buy all the houses, if you want to build all of the Hearthfire houses, if you just want the funds to get whatever weapons, armor, and companionship you want, then having speech is a great way to get filthy rich. It's also great if you want to roleplay a really suave, persuasive character, or a really intimidating character, or a shifty kind of thief scoundrel character who's not afraid to bribe the guards and sell stolen goods. But the problem with this skill is it depends on what value you have for money, because eventually you end up with enough money regardless of your speech skill and regardless of whether or not you get any perks in it. Simply by looting weapons, by killing higher level enemies as you progress through the game, you will get lots of money. It just depends how fast you want to get that money and how much you want the skill and the perks in it for role-playing reasons. So let's start with the first perk, haggling. This one is a necessity if you want to get money fast. As with each rank, buying and selling prices get continuously better, all the way up to being 30% better. Then if we go up the left branch, you have the allure perk, which makes prices 10% better with the opposite sex. Now this is, good if you're trying to get rich, but it's nothing amazing. The main reason you're going to get this perk is so you can get the one after it and the one after that, and so on and so forth. So the next one after allure is merchant, and this means you can sell any type of item to any kind of merchant. Now this is a really nice convenience perk. Now yes, it is a convenience perk, but if you're in the speech skill and you're trying to get rich and that's something you're interested in, then merchant is absolutely worth it because it's like a super convenience perk. It's really good to be able to sell anything to anyone, and basically what happens is you're able to sell your loot quicker. It saves you time, means you get rich faster, which ultimately is the reason you're investing in this skill in the first place. Next up after merchant, we have investor. Now with this one, you can actually give a shopkeeper 500 gold to increase their available gold permanently. This has the same sort of benefit as merchant in the sense that the more gold a merchant has, the more you can sell to them, the faster you can sell your stuff and get richer quicker. By investing 500 gold, you will increase their current gold by 500 immediately. So again, while it will cost you something in the short term, in the long run, you're going to prefer it because you end up with so much loot that you actually can't really sell it all in one city because your speech skill gets so high and you have the right perks. Everything's just worth so much. You go around with 10 ebony weapons that you've picked up off Draga and you sell 2 and the merchant is just completely out of funds. This helps counter that and helps you get more money. Now, fence is a very interesting one after investor. Basically, this means you can sell stolen goods with any merchant you have invested in. This feels really cool for a thief character because you invest in their business and then you can sell your stolen goods to them. The only thing I would say about this one is that as a thief character, you will eventually get access to all of the different Thieves Guild shops that open up, and you can get really rich in there, and you don't really need the fence perk because you'll have fences in the Thieves Guild if you're really stealing lots of, stolen goods to sell. So that's pretty much what fence is used for. I mean, sometimes non-thief characters will steal something that's really valuable. They just opportunistically take it and sell it, and then fence is a useful perk. It's really just not the most standout one here. It's not like merchant or something like that, but regardless, you might want to get it so that you can get master trader, another super convenience perk, but obviously in the sense of the speech skill, that's really what these perks are. So when you get master trader, every merchant in the world gains 1,000 gold for bartering. Now it will say every merchant, but it means nearly all merchants will have their gold increased by 1,000. Again, especially with merchant, how you can just sell anything to anyone, and fence, meaning literally if it's stolen, you can sell anything to anyone. You'll just be able to sell all of that loot of yours really quick and get that cash really, really fast. So that's all of the left branch. The left branch is get rich quick, and that's the point of the skill. Now the right branch is kind of absolute trash. So if we have a look at the perks in the right branch, we have bribery, persuasion, and intimidation. Now with bribery, you can bribe guards to ignore crimes. This is basically a cheaper way of paying off your bounty without giving up your stolen goods. However, my main problem with this perk, I mean, you can get it if you see use for it in your character, but my main problem is the kind of characters that are bribing guards are usually thief-based characters who are in the Thieves Guild, and eventually in the Thieves Guild, you will gain the option to be able to do this anyway and say, hey, I'm with the Thieves Guild, and get around it that way. Now, persuasion and intimidation are the real bad perks of the right-hand side, side, which make me say that the right-hand side is crap. Now, they're kind of cool for role-playing reasons, but I'll tell you why they just aren't that practical. So looking at persuasion, you need 50 speech to be able to get it, and what it does is increase persuasion attempts succeeding by 30%. One of the main problems with this is that you need 50 speech to get it. So a lot of the speech checks in Skyrim actually require less than 50 speech, and the ones that need above 50 speech aren't all that great. In fact, the checks in Skyrim overall in general, even including the ones below the 50 speech check, they're not that common and they're overall not that useful. Like, often there are other ways of getting the object of the quest, which are also a lot more fun. However, obviously, like I said, for role-playing reasons, you might want to get this. Just know that you're spending a perk for a temporary pleasure, and that is passing a few really inconsequential speech checks earlier than you could have previously. Now, the same thing goes for intimidation. However, it's even worse because you need 70 speech to get intimidation. Now, by then, you're probably a relatively high level, and what's different about intimidation when compared to persuasion is that intimidation actually takes your level as well as your speech skill into account. So persuasion just takes your speech skill of how persuasive you are, but if you're a higher level, you'll actually be more likely to succeed with intimidation, and combined with having 70 speech, like, you're pretty much sweet anyway. So I personally don't recommend getting the right-hand branch of speech at all unless it is solely for role-playing purposes or something just really niche that you want to do in your playthrough. The left-hand branch, however, is just in summary perfect for anyone looking to get rich quick, get all of those perks. And that's basically it. Now, do remember, like I said, if money's not your main focus, then speech isn't really necessary. If you go through enough dungeons, if you kill enough things, and if you loot enough loot, you will have plenty of money if you go around selling it off. It may take you longer, which is obviously what the speech skill is for, to cut down that time, help you get those septums quicker. But that's basically it. So thank you guys so much for watching. I really appreciate it, and I hope I've been able to help you while you build your character to make some more efficient decisions during your playthrough. I look forward to nerding out with you all again very soon. Social media links are in the description. My name is Michael, and I'll see you next time.